Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself!
Hello, hello. Welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast, episode 273. We're talking about Lyft removes the tipping feature, drivers furious. That's so clickbaity. I mean, it's kind of. Waymo chaos as usual, and an AI police car, because that's what we need in the world, an AI police car.
Robocar.
Right. Go to gigeconomyshow.com for anything podcast related. I want to mention our Patreon members who we can't thank enough. Samson from Grand Rapids, Bud Dickman from North Carolina, Omar from Detroit, Delivery Cats from Michigan, Frank from Philly, Tom from Volo, Illinois, Jim from Connecticut, Miguel from GR, Linda from Tampa, Jerry Gillette from Kentucky, Faith from Las Vegas, Metal Kickass from Louisiana, and Anna from New York City via Ann Arbor, Michigan. No, I don't need to read the story. I read it last week. I can take that off. I almost read it like Ron Burgundy, like, hey.
There you go.
So, yeah, if you want to join the Patreon, go to patreon.com/the Gig Econ Podcast. There you can sign up for several different tiers. We get you ad-free episodes, the Patreon podcast that we do every day at 8:10 p.m. after the show.
Not every day. Every week.
So yeah, every week, and not every day. Every day we do the show,
right? Yeah, just making sure don't want people showing up every day. Like, where the hell are they?
Right, for sure. Yeah, no, every day we do the show, which is Wednesday at 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. Eastern. So the Patreon will be at 8:10 p.m. 8:10 p.m. Eastern. There we go. I even said to myself, slow down. I still didn't get it right. Larry, talk about the Telegram group. We don't have a clip of the week yet. I failed on that. Although we do have Mary in the group, and I think she might beat Bubba Sue in the accent.
All right. Well,
I don't know. I love the accent.
We need to do a poll. We need to do a Telegram poll. That's what
there you go. There you go.
All right. Yeah. So our Telegram group, that's how we communicate. We have gig workers all over the country, and we use this app called Telegram. It's like a texting app, but you can also do video and voice messages. So when you're out driving, it's kind of hard to text. You want to be texting and driving, but it's really easy. You just hit the button and then do a voice message. You can, talk with us. You can talk with everybody in the group. We talk about any new apps that are coming out, any new gig apps. We talk about what's hot. We talk about what's going in the dumper, which is most of it seems like these days. But a lot of times we just talk about life too. We share tips and tricks and what's going on in our life. And you really get to know people and not feel so alone when you're out there doing gig work. It's really easy to kind of feel like you're a lone wolf out there when you're doing gig work. And this helps with that. So yeah, join our Telegram group. We're always looking for new people and we'd love to meet you.
Yeah, for sure. Everything we talk about, all the stuff is in the description. You can click on the link. And then, join it. We'd love to have you. One more thing about the Patreon, I forgot to mention, it's a 7-day free trial, so you can try it out in either of the sections you want. Listen to, there's a lot of stuff on there. There's a lot of content on there. Just if that interests you, check it out.
Yeah, join the Patreon, and you might even, during the Patreon, you might even be able to get on the show.
Yeah, in fact, the link is in the Patreon post, or you can come on the show and chat with us and rant to us however you want.
That's right. It's your money.
Yeah, exactly. I'll even let you insult Larry if you can't insult me, though.
Bring it on. That's I'm just a tool, man. I'm just a tool. Here for the people.
Stories from the road. For me, no gig work. Recently, I added some extra work during the week for my bus route. And so more gig work should be coming because it's very convoluted. But I can't take a lot of field trips now because I bid into overtime of my weekly hours. So that will kind of free up some of my weekends. But the next 2 weekends, this weekend, I'm going out of town. And next weekend's my anniversary weekend, so it will be November probably before I will be doing some gig work. So
gotcha.
So what about you, Larry? Any stories?
Yeah, no story. It was slow. Western Kentucky University did not have a football game this weekend. They had their game last night. on a Tuesday. I don't know why.
That's so weird.
It is so weird, but I tell you what, it was, I think it was last Tuesday, I believe I read this on Sports Center or ESPN News or something. They're like, for the next 43 days, there's football every night, college or pro football.
Wow.
Every night for the next 43 days. So I told my wife, I was like, well, I'm going to be busy. For the
Yeah,
next couple
right.
weeks.
Do you like college ball? Like, I mean, is that?
I do.
Okay.
I like watching it. It's just the atmosphere. Same thing with basketball. Like, I don't think I've never watched an entire pro basketball game in my life, but I love watching college basketball.
What interesting. I prefer pro. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it's just, I don't know. I actually don't have a good reason. I just not been a huge fan.
Yeah, you don't have to have a good reason. It's different strokes, different folks, man. It's all good.
Yeah, for sure.
No hate from here.
Yeah. So slow weekend.
Didn't do much. Worked a little bit during the day. Didn't go out that night. Just because it was kind of slow, and we were just spending time with our youngest daughter. It was her birthday yesterday, so we celebrated this weekend with her. She was going out with friends last night, so yeah, that's good family time. But,
and then you got this awesome request at some point on the weekend,
this is actually out of our local Facebook group. I didn't get it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it just goes to show, we talk about it all the time, but it's why I talk about it. I dread even turning on Uber Eats because it seems like this is the stuff that pops up. So for the audio listeners, it's a Uber Eats delivery for $5. Says estimating 39 minutes and 21 and a half miles total for $5. That includes the expected tip.
Right.
Includes the tip. So yeah, who tastes this stuff?
I know. And honestly, I've probably seen it worse for that, for just like $2 for the base pay, like 21 miles. And do you think, and I think I know the answer, but I don't think people take these. I think they bundle them.
Yeah, they'll add them on. Yeah, they'll stick them on, to some other trip that is a little better. And people, it's hard to figure it all out in the heat of the moment. And somebody will end up taking that bundle trip and getting it, and maybe they're going in that general, vicinity or something. But
yeah, I mean,
yeah, and that's, like I said, that's with the tip. That it probably was $2 or $3.
Yeah,
before tip.
General vicinity of 21 miles. Like, who the fuck is gonna drive that far for even if you do go by the $1 a mile philosophy, like it, even if it's $18, I'm not taking that. Even if it is $1 a mile, it's gonna pull me so far out of my area.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. I know when you do food delivery, you tend to stay, in your area.
I'm pretty strict
here. We're the only, once you leave outside Bowling Green, you're in the country. You're in farm country,
right?
So, like, I deliver stuff out into the sticks, man. These people order pizza because they've never been able to get food delivered.
That's
before.
true.
And used to not even be able to get pizza or anything out there so far. And now, I'll get stuff that's 25, 30 miles out into nowhere. And like you said, you're not getting anything to get back. So you got to double that mileage in that time, what it's going to take you.
Yeah, and then I'm wondering, like, are they ordering, like, as the customer? Are you just like, is it a hope and a prayer that someone's going to take it, or are they regularly getting food delivered to them?
Yeah, I guess they'll figure it eventually if they order it and it doesn't get there, or gets there 3 hours later or something like that. Eventually they'll figure it out. But yeah, it is. It's it's just crazy.
No thanks at all.
Yeah. I'll pass.
All right. Gig economy in the news. Larry, new Lyft feature talks about how it enrages. No, I flipped this around. I wanted to do. Oh no, I guess I didn't.
Yeah, you got.
I got it right. So the new feature shows how often riders tip, and it is enraging the customers. So.
Yeah, so they've been testing a new feature, and I think we talked about it a week or two ago.
Yeah.
Talk about, most of the time we have some variables that we look at as a driver when a ride pops up. How much it pays, where it's going, where it's dropping off, what the rider rating may be, things like that. But in just a pretty small market, it seems like they had a little banner across the bottom of the screen for Lyft that shows the percentage of rides for which the passenger would provide a tip, along with how often the driver has to wait for them after the normal period.
Yeah.
And so so this obviously as drivers that's great.
Oh,
But for for passengers, apparently they just flipped their lid. The people were writing in about this, about how how awful this is. Some of the comments are, why should I or anyone else tip? Isn't their job driving somebody from point A to point B? Why there should be a tip involved. If the driver did something more than get me to my destination, then maybe screw those entitled drivers.
wow.
We're such entitled drivers.
Yeah.
So Lyft has about 30% of the rideshare market in the United States, and they said they were just testing it in a very limited number with a very limited number of drivers, not even in a very limited area, just a very limited number of drivers. But it didn't take long for social media to get a hold of this. And there's a graphic on here that shows an example of it. Down at the bottom of the screen, it says rider tipped on 88% of the rides, and the rider is usually ready at pickup. And some of the other arguments from the passengers said, what about I've always given my driver a cash tip because I've heard they prefer cash tips. That's not going to show up in there. I'm getting screwed because of this.
Yeah.
And another one said, well, now passengers are just going to tip 1% just so they can, bypass. So it just showed that they tip.
I mean, hey, shit, I'll take it. I don't care.
It's better than nothing, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah. And so now on to our next story, which is.
So Lyft scraps the feature that let drivers see how often riders tip. They say, well, this experiment showed early signs of improving the marketplace and helping riders to get where they need to go on time. We heard our customers and canceled the experiment. Obviously, it drew criticisms on social media. I mean, duh, right? What did they think was going to happen? I mean, we didn't actually talk about that would have happened at the time we talked about it, because I think we were so excited of having that extra information.
Yeah, I think we mentioned it maybe very briefly.
Did we? Okay.
Very briefly, yeah, because I mean, it's not hard to figure out what passengers are going to think.
Yeah, that's
unless
true.
There's somebody that tips 100% of the time and they're always on time, they're probably going to love it. But as we know, most people are not that way. Most people do not tip, and a lot of them are not on time.
So a recent survey said that 41% of Americans think tipping culture has got out of control, up 6 percentage points from 2024. Still, 43 respondents said they always tip taxi and rideshare drivers, though that share drops to 23% among Gen Zers, which is interesting because I have noticed. So at the ballpark, we're paid hourly rate of minimum wage plus tips, and I've noticed Gen Z does not tip.
Really?
No, they don't. It's the older people that come to the ballpark. So I think to myself, and I'll probably be done with that job at that point, but 10, 15, 20 years when all these, older people have moved on, or what I call recycled. Yeah. What is that going to look like for those kind of jobs out there?
It definitely can make a difference. But I think a lot of people probably change their attitude toward tipping as they get older.
Oh,
as they get more life experience.
Yeah, that's a good
not
point.
100%, but I think some will. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. There's certainly cultures where tipping is not acceptable or not expected, or even, it's an insult. I think in some cultures. And if that's the way we want to go, then companies just need to start paying a living wage.
No, I agree. It's so weird with rideshare, because it's so take the restaurant thing, they're getting paid a low wage, right? So then the tipping helps. Not that we're getting paid a high wage, but you have to put in the caveat that we're using our own equipment. Like, that server's not using any of their own stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's but yet people get so fussy if they, if we complain about not getting tip. I'm using my car and my own gas,
my insurance. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then I know it all comes back to, well, the employer should be paying a living wage, which is like, it's never going to happen.
Right.
It's never going to happen. They would rather fold than do that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I agree.
I don't know. Again, I really would have loved this feature. I mean, God, if DoorDash did that or any of them, like, I mean, that would be a game changer. But yeah, I can see how the customer would be pissed.
Yeah.
So yeah, short lived.
Yeah, that's why they test things out. They want to see how what's going to stick and what's not.
But that was short. I mean, we only talked about it a couple weeks ago.
That was a couple weeks ago. Yeah, that was pretty short. Some of them they'll test for months, it seems like. But yeah, I think they got so much hate on that.
Yeah,
and it was pretty it was pretty straightforward what they thought about it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Larry, some tech pranksters create self-driving traffic jam. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear about this one.
Yeah. So as we all know, San Francisco is the, technology hub. That's where, Google and a lot of these tech companies are out there, and Waymo apparently are everywhere out there.
Yeah.
You see them everywhere.
Waymos and homeless.
Yeah. That's a great combination.
Jeez.
So, they've been the company actually started in 2009, which is way earlier.
Wow.
A lot of people would think. But there's a group of these, they call themselves technology disruptors, and one of them's kind of known that I kind of was the head of this. He's kind of known as a prankster. He's done a few things before that's got him in a little bit of trouble.
Okay.
He had done an app earlier that would show like where the traffic meter enforcement people were.
That's amazing.
Cities shut him down pretty quick.
Really?
Yeah. So anyway, he gathered some of his friends, and all at the same time, they went to the end of this dead end street. It's San Francisco's longest dead end street. So they all went down there and they all ordered Waymos at the same time. So 50 Waymos start coming. And as you know, what's going to happen is going to create a traffic jam.
Yeah.
And so they get there, and the guys said they didn't actually get in the cars after 10 minutes. The Waymos charge a $5 no-show fee, and they leave. Guys said that we weren't really trying to cause any trouble or anything. We just wanted to see. They talk about how cool they think the technology is, the Waymo cars, and like we did this on a night where it wasn't going to cause a problem for Waymo. There weren't any other big events that people were not going to get their cars, and maybe this data will help them in the future, be able to figure out how to handle this better, because, stuff like concerts and things like that, ball games and stuff, when they get out, this kind of situation is going to happen.
Absolutely.
A huge number of cars. So they've got to be able to handle it. But in a one-way street, that's going to cause a big problem.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, did it say how many guys how were
50?
50 people were just
back.
Okay. So there was enough to call one car at it. Okay.
50 simultaneous rides. Yeah. On a random July night.
So I wonder, them being able to assess, like, hey, what is going on? So, like,
they did. So yeah, it talks about that in the story here. It says that eventually, Waymo spokesperson said that they're designed to autonomously detect and limit the number of pickups and drop-offs to any given area. As a result, it was able to prevent additional pickups from the location and where the guys were at the end of that one-way street. They shut it down, I guess, until the next morning. But they said, it's not unusual to have to handle, dozens of simultaneous requests for events such as concerts or, tourist destinations, things like that. So yeah, there's something they've got to factor in. You don't know how they handle that, how you're going to tell if it's a prank or if it's not. I imagine once the cars started getting there, you'd think they would know that it's a one-way street and there's 50 cars, but I guess that's something they hadn't coded in.
Well, I also think, maybe look at the area and like, there's no event over here. Like, and maybe that's something where a real person would be like, okay, this is fucked up.
Right.
But yeah, so they must have been like having trouble turning around, and then it's just
right. And they're all backed up into this one-way street. There's, I'm sure it's just kind of a mess, but the guy said, 100% look up to the Waymo team and everything that they built. This was just a fun thing for us to see so many cars. and maybe Waymo's now able to adjust their systems to prevent a similar.
Yeah.
But maybe actually, if somebody was doing this malicious later, they would be able to figure this out. We were careful we did this in order not to disrupt people. So
well, and then especially being in a dead end,
Yeah.
That's, I mean, not that it's not unheard of. Somebody would need to be picked up on a dead end,
Right.
but 50 people.
Yeah. Yeah. I imagine that was quite a sight.
Oh God. Did they even record it at all or not?
There's pictures.
Okay,
Yeah, they have a lot of pictures.
There's
in the
probably
story,
video somewhere online.
I'm sure there is.
If you're
I'm
going to
sure
do it,
somebody
you
did.
got to record it, right?
Yeah, I'm sure they did. But
If it's not on the internet, did it really happen?
it. So yeah, they called this. If you've heard of a DOS, it's called denial service. It's like an attack on a company. So it's a common attack. So like say somebody wanted to mess with Google or whatever, they have what they call distributed denial of service, where somebody who has put out a bunch of viruses on say thousands of computers, they can control what they call a botnet. So say I have 5,000 computers or 10,000 or however many, 50,000 computers, and I have them all go to this website at one time.
Yeah.
And you can overwhelm it and take it down.
Yeah.
And that's what they were calling this, a distributed denial of service.
Really?
With cars, but
I mean, not really. It's 50.
It's not really. They're just related to something that these techies understand.
Gotcha. Fair. Well, that's kind of fun. At least no one got hurt. And
in the grand scheme of things, it's not any big any big thing. It wasn't, like I said, it didn't sound like they were trying to be malicious. At least they're not. At least they didn't call 50 cars in there and then put a blockade behind them and then start destroying the cars.
Yeah. I mean, that's such a good point, though, because that easily could have been done because those cars aren't going to run through the blockades.
No.
Because they're programmed not to do that. So
yeah, you just park a car beside them or, across that road. And
yeah,
they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, that would have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
So moving on, this Uber driver is, I don't know. It's kind of weird, but he got a felony arrest because he took this baby, and the felony arrest seems weird after you hear the story.
Yeah.
According to Palm Springs Police Department, this 26-year-old was arrested and charged with false imprisonment after he left a parking lot at the Palm Beach preschool with the infant secured in a car seat. She had gone to this daycare to pick up her other child. She had placed her baby in the back seat of the white Tesla Uber and left the door open while she went to get her daughter. Within minutes, a daycare employee noticed the car leaving and called 911. The driver later returned to the preschool after receiving a phone call from Evan, said he did not realize the baby was in the car seat and believed he was simply delivering the seat to the address listed in the Uber app. I don't understand that. Did he think he was making a...
He was making a stop to drop her off and then going to the next location, the final location, to drop off this car seat.
Oh, okay. So you think that she added a stop?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you for clarifying that. He admitted seeing the car seat, acknowledged it was a mistake not to check for the child. The baby was evaluated and everything was fine. But yeah, he was taken into custody and charged with false imprisonment. So it's weird that, so she left the door open, so he must have gotten out and shut the door.
Yeah,
right.
They have you would think so. And you depending on which door, if it's the right door, if you just make a left, you make a turn that direction, you can shut that door.
For physics.
I've done it before.
Yeah, no, I get it, but
yeah.
Okay.
But if there's a car seat, man, I'm making dang sure there's nothing in there.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of throw it a little bit on the mother and be like, hey. FYI, my little baby's here. I mean, again, you shouldn't leave it in the car.
But if you're going to,
let's communicate with the driver.
Yeah.
But yeah, him getting arrested. I hope they drop those charges because
I think that's way over the top. It doesn't sound like. I mean, if he had any bad intention, I think he would have not come back when they called or I think that's just a little overkill, but I think they're both at fault here. Definitely as a driver, you should, I don't know why you just think, okay, I'm supposed to take this car seat.
Yeah. That's such
without checking it.
Yeah. That's an odd thing. Like no one communicated that like that. I think he's kind of lying. I think he's kind of like, just saying that to try to get out of it.
So what was he doing then?
Well,
What was he going to do with the baby?
He just fucking forgot. I don't think he knew
thought the ride was over and he was out of there.
I guess, or he was just going to drive to the next. I mean, maybe it was at, we're thinking it's longer minutes, but maybe it happened like so quick that he was just like, fuck this bitch, and hadn't quite, ended the ride or whatever. Yeah, that's what I think.
It could be. Yeah, very well could be. It's hard not when you don't have more details. It's so hard to figure out what exactly happened. But it sounds like overkill on the felony charge.
Yeah, I mean, let's take a deep breath.
And I would hate to think that if I've something, heaven forbid, one of us drove off and there happened to be because I told you I almost drove off one time with a kid in my car. That would just be horrible to get charged with a felony because of that.
Yeah, I mean, you got to, in a court of law, like, by a reasonable doubt or whatever they say, like, I don't think that would happen, but be careful. Just check your back seats. I mean, we're all guilty of it. Mm-hmm. It makes me think of the times where you're taking the long trips and then you forget somebody's in the back of your car and they cough and you're like, geez.
Oh, yeah. What was that? Oh, my
what
God.
am I doing?
You get in that driving trance and you forget somebody's there.
I mean, I haven't done it this year, but last year there were a couple of times I blew past a stop for one of my kids. Because you just get into they're yelling and you're just like, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. Well, Timmy's got to run up there today. Sorry.
Yeah, right. And it's not like I can just do a Yui, so it's a big deal having to track back that way. But
for sure.
All right, Larry. Larry was so excited about these heat maps, y'all. Like it's just.
I was not so excited. It was just, I know, and they've been everywhere else, I think, for years because we've talked about it, and I know I've seen this in posts online.
Unless they tweaked them a little bit, it says it's their smartest map yet. So
yeah, maybe. So anyway, it's got picture of the heat maps. Says wait less and earn more with the rides heat map. Soon you'll be able to see where it's busy and what wait times to expect in areas where you could earn an extra with easy to read warm colors. This is also our smartest map yet. The map shows estimated wait times and rider demand based on trips accepted in the last 30 minutes. It updates every 10 minutes so you can hit the road with confidence. So, I mean, we've had heat maps with Lyft here, but never
really
heat maps here with.
It's been around our area for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, we've had the surge maps, but not heat maps. I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't know. They've changed stuff so many times over the time we've been doing this. They could have had this 3 times here.
That's true. There's a chatter on TikTok. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Jaminko. He said he's stopped doing rideshare 7 or 8 years ago, and he goes, "Thank you for the badge. I'm still learning TikTok, so forgive me." Well, if you want,
so are we.
Yeah, so are we. If you want the full effect of the show, go to YouTube and just search the Gig Economy Podcast. We'll be live right now, and you can see the pictures and videos.
But please follow us on TikTok, and please tell your friends to follow us so we can get 1,000 followers, so we can incorporate it into the regular camera.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like you have to have 1,000 to be able to do it through StreamYard, which is kind of.
I'm gonna have to create 200 fake accounts to follow.
Yeah, I think we're at 780 or something like that, or 760. I don't know. I apologize. I've been MIA on that. I just went in there today to stream, and there was 74 notifications. I'm like, oh shit, I need to get back into the game.
You've been busy, man.
Yeah, that's no excuse though. Larry's excited about heat maps. Again, maybe they're tweaked a little bit more, but we've had heat maps here for food and for rides for a long time. So,
it seems like maybe I remember them here.
Is that from you though? Is that actually from your inbox?
Yes.
Okay, so I know a lot of times you say you don't get anything from Uber, but
this is in the app. There's the messages you get in app. He has that little email part or message part where pops up, and they're sending you the stuff about you have to take riders with service animals and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
but not an email.
Gotcha. All right, this next this next video is about a driver. Some people say he doesn't care. We'll play it and then talk about it.
Discuss.
It's a delivery. So for the audio listeners, and I've had this happen. Amazon will deliver these ship these packages in these envelopes. You know, the plastic ones. You know, you've gotten them before.
Sure.
And they are so light. I mean, if it's like a little SD card, you know, like
Doesn't weigh anything. Yeah.
One of these and maybe a little plastic, it's going to blow. And I don't know how you solve that other than like putting it inside the door. But the video shows him throwing it down. I didn't see him take a picture either, which was kind of weird. But then it blows away, and then
it was very windy. You see the trees in the background back there. It was a windy day. Yeah, he I don't think it even got to the ground. He went to lay it down, and as soon as he went to lay it down, like poof, it was gone.
Yeah, and he just looks at it and just walks
he's like,
away.
No, not today.
But I think it's just obviously common sense. If it is windy, try to cram it into something. I don't know if it's Amazon.
Yeah, put something, a rock on it, or put it under a mat or something.
I don't know, man. It's so funny though. I'll admit I'm so lazy with Flex because I'm like I'm gonna do this. I mean, I don't speed, but I'm like I'm gonna do this as much less work as possible.
As I can. Yep, quickly as possible. With the least effort.
Yeah. If you're working for a company, you kind of look at it different because you're like, you want to. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know what it is, but if I'm working for myself, I'm like, if it's a lot of steps, I'm not going up there. I'm going to put it at the bottom steps and take a picture. I'm sorry. Unless it like specifically says in the note that they're elderly or having some trouble, I will walk it up for that. But if it doesn't, and you got a lot of steps, fuck you for buying that house. Like, figure something out, because I'm not walking up there. You got to walk up there to go home every day, so you can pick it up from the bottom and bring it up.
Oh, they probably come in through the garage, man.
Well, then I'll put it in front of the garage next time, and you can run it over. Dear God. Man, we are flying through this stuff tonight. I just realized might be a short show night, and Larry doesn't feel good either. So
so I'd be okay with.
Oh, no customers, no business. That's the guy from TikTok. Well, thank you. You can subscribe here too. Appreciate that.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you listening in.
All right. So, whoops, almost forgot this.
Waymo in the news.
All right, Waymo in the news. Where is the video?
This is
Nope.
Okay. That was it.
Yeah, that was it. I know you're more professional. Remember when I said I was going to have you run the show like every other week? Fuck. Next week, here's your notice. Here is your notice. You are running the show next week. I was just going to say, because Larry labels all these. So, and typically I put them in order, which it is in order, Jason, because you just played the frickin' Flex one. Okay, back to regular programming. So yeah, this Waymo is in a hurry, apparently.
It's nice. It's a nice car. It's a Jaguar.
What's it doing? What's it doing?
It's being an ass.
Oh, that's so funny.
It's an ass Waymo.
And done. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm curious to hear your take on this.
Yeah. So for the audio listeners, you got a car and a Waymo, and then the Waymo goes into the right lane, and there's space in front of the other car. There's like one car space. Passes that car, and then immediately cuts in. I don't know why it did that.
Well, there was somebody trying to turn in front of that Waymo.
Oh,
did you see that? He was blocking an entrance.
Oh, well, let's watch this again.
It's nice. It's a nice car. It's a Jaguar.
What's it doing? What's it doing?
It's being an ass.
I don't think so. That car wasn't up there yet. There's no way it analyzed that data that quick. If he would have waited there for like 2 or 3 seconds and then did it, I'd be okay with it. But I don't know. They kept saying the Waymo's being an asshole, but I guess logically yours makes sense. Because why would he be jockeying? I mean, for one space.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, in some of the comments that they were on that page, they were talking about, hey, some of the writers were saying, yeah, Waymo must have done a code adjustment or something because my Waymos have been way more aggressive. And if there's a space they're moving into it. One guy was talking about his Waymo was going into the emergency lane to come around. But I don't know how they can see in front of that car to see how much space there is. It's really.
Well, we can kind of see, right? I mean, depending on how close you are, like as you're rolling up, you can see it. But I mean, I wouldn't have done that. Like I would have been
no. There was not a huge space. It was definitely just a car, pretty much a little over a car length.
And you need a little bit more than a car length to maneuver
because you have to pull in. So I don't think most drivers would have done that.
No, and I mean. That is interesting, though. It makes me think if they're doing that, maybe they're thinking about New York City, where it's run and gun, and they have to be a little bit more aggressive.
Because you got to have the drive like an asshole code.
Well,
those Waymos,
because those other drivers aren't going to give a fuck.
No, those taxi drivers, man, they'll run you over in a heartbeat.
You better get ready for scraping paint. Because that's what they do in New York City. Like Chicago, New York City, no one has a nice, it's all dent up and shit from like just these little bumps, and no one pulls over for that shit. They're just like, all right, unless it's like a airbag deployments.
Yeah, unless there's something major. Yeah, it's just part of it.
So maybe they are doing that to be a little bit. Although that's not more aggressive. It just seems stupid. But I actually do like your answer. Maybe it was able to assess it sooner.
Because I know the truck wasn't there yet, but maybe you couldn't really see. Maybe my thoughts, maybe he had his blinker on and he was coming down that lane to turn, and the Waymo saw that and was like, there's room for me to move out of the way. I mean that's giving the Waymo a lot of credit.
I mean, if they did that, that's amazing, because I don't even think my brain could process it that fast. I'm not saying that we're faster, but we've seen instances where our logic would have been way smarter than what the Waymo did or didn't do in that situation. So, hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
All right. Octopus tablet. If you are a rideshare driver, I know our new friend, No Customers, No Business, is not, because he said he quit 7-8 years ago. Come on, do it again. It's good for you. Octopus tablet is a tablet you can get for free. The tablet, the mount, the charger, everything. It has trivia, games for your riders in the back. They love doing that. They love competing with their friends. And you earn a little bit of money each time they play and when the ads play. And so it is good for them to interact with the tablet and play it. So just to mention that. But yeah, check it out. The link is in the description. Everyone loves it, except the guy in the passenger seat in the front seat. They don't love it because
they have no idea what's going on when people are shouting these random words.
It's funny. They and I think we've talked about this. They nuked their Facebook account, which I thought was crazy. You know that, right? Octopus Tablet did. Have you been on the app? Is that where the community is now? I know that they were going to move it there. I'm not part of it anymore because I'm not driving.
Right. I haven't done much on the app.
Okay.
Except cash out.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. But people would always say, is it possible we can get another tablet? They always talked about like putting on each side. I'm like, you know what? Let's not overthink this, guys. They're in the car for 3 minutes. You know what I mean?
It'll be okay.
It'll be okay. But check the link in the description. And get that shit. If you're freaking, if you're driving, it's dumb. I mean, if you're a full-time driver, you can make $100 a month easy. And that's a couple of tanks of gas. And then if you're,
and you really don't have to do anything once you set it up.
For sure. All right, Larry, TikTok. Here's our AI. This is interesting to me.
This is interesting. This is Robocop, man. This isn't that we'll play the video with it. Yeah, it's an AI police car.
Yeah, here we go. 1 minute, 19 seconds.
This is insane. AI-powered self-driving police cars are officially here. Miami just rolled out the first ever autonomous patrol vehicle in the United States, and it doesn't even need a cop behind the wheel. It's called the PUG, short for Police Unmanned Ground Patrol Partner, a Ford Explorer-based robot police cruiser built by Policing Lab and Perron Robotics. This thing can patrol high-crime areas, it can scan license plates, it can detect stolen cars, and even launch a drone into the sky, all while feeding real-time data back to command centers. It's packed with thermal imaging, 360-degree cameras, and an AI that can recognize patterns, identify suspicious activity, and alert human officers when backup is needed. Officials call it a force multiplier, designed to enhance officer safety and free deputies from repetitive patrol work so that they can focus on human interaction. Now, for now, it's part of a 1-year pilot program in Miami-Dade, where it'll appear at public events as police gather community feedback. Now, some see this as the future of law enforcement, others as a step toward sort of Robocop territory. But one thing is for sure, Miami's newest recruit doesn't eat donuts, doesn't take breaks, and never blinks. The age of AI policing has officially begun.
Okay, so yeah, for the audio listeners, I mean, you heard the story. One thing we always talked about not too long ago in the show. Why can't they build these on regular cars? And this is built on a Ford Explorer, it says.
Yeah, I was thinking that same thing. Not that that's a cheap car, but it's cheaper than $200,000.
Yeah, quite a bit cheaper than $200,000.
Yeah,
for sure. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's going to bring up a lot of concerns with people.
I'm for it.
Yeah,
I think I think a lot of police work is just bullshit. Like they spend so much time on bullshit.
Yeah, of course.
And I think with them being able to I think the biggest problem I think people have is the recording and blah blah blah. But bro, walk down your street.
Yeah, you're
getting on every ring cam as you walk by. Like I walked my dogs tonight for an hour. I was probably on 100 ring cams around the neighborhood. I don't have a problem with it. I think it's good. I think it will. I really do. I think it'll free up police for regular patrols. And if they spot something, they're not going to do anything. They're going to report back to dispatch, and they'll send a car.
They don't have a robot in there that gets out and
apprehends
somebody. Not yet.
No,
Not yet.
mean, I honestly, I don't. I mean.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll happen. I think the world will blow up before that'll happen. But I like the pattern recognition. That is huge in police work, especially in drug houses and stuff like that. It's driving by, it's seeing the same cars, whatever. I would actually prefer this over those stupid flock cameras that they have all over now.
Over the what?
So they're called flock cameras, at least by us. And they're cameras they put on all over the area, and it takes a picture of every single license plate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sure you got them down in Kentucky. They might be called something different.
Yeah, I mean, we've got license plate readers.
Yeah, but that's what it is. So, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like that's is it really doing police work? I mean, okay, you see a stolen car. I mean, I guess it does the same thing as establishing patterns, I guess. But man, you're fucked if you commit a crime, and you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I don't know. Maybe it's the same thing. Maybe I'm talking out both sides of my mouth.
Yeah,
but.
And I mean, I think it just takes some of the manual work out of it, because it can still be done. When I was working for the city several years ago, there's a guy who there's a shop on one of our streets. It's called 31W Bypass, and he had a shop where he did a lot of holistic medicine, things like that. Apparently, he was treating a lady. She had cancer. Who knows? According to the husband, he said he could heal her. She ended up dying. The husband comes in, unhappy, and murders the guy.
What? Oh my gosh.
But I was, we had enough cameras, just like intersection cameras and cameras on city buildings, that I was able to track him for the police.
Okay.
For a time they needed to know where he was at.
Okay.
But that was manual. That took me a while.
That's a lot of labor.
Something like this could be done instantly.
Yeah.
When you're run it through computer and AI and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I never really get scared of invasion. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know what it is. I'm as long as they're not coming in the house. Although, I got cameras in my house too. I'm sure someone could hack them and do whatever. But I don't know. I just feel like,
yeah, if they want to bad enough now, they can.
Yeah,
there's equipment out there that they can set, and they can point. They can read what you're typing on your phone.
Exactly.
Just by the the energy.
Yeah,
from it.
no, yeah, exactly. I don't know. I think it's cool. Not just the tech.
Yeah.
I just like, it's tough enough being a cop,
It is,
especially in 2025, bro. Like it's
Yep.
tough, and
Lot of
who knows?
respect for
It
'em.
maybe could sniff out some fucking cops that are being dirty too. You never know. If it all of a sudden it starts, depending on who's that seeing that data, but
Yeah.
I mean, seeing these patterns of different things and stuff. So I'm not like running for it, but I'm a wait and see on that.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's pretty interesting. It doesn't bother me or worry me in any way. Like I said, there's not a robot in there that's going to jump out and apprehend somebody. It's mostly collecting data
Yeah.
and surveillance and things like that. And if you can do that without having to have a body there, like I said, frees up people to do more important things.
Well, and just having a freaking cruiser driving around. I mean, that's gonna tighten people's butts.
We use dummy cars here. They'll
Yeah.
use dummy cars. They'll park a police car somewhere for 2 weeks, and whether that helps with speed,
Yeah.
people slow down, or there's a cop here in the area. Hopefully it'll keep things quiet on a quiet.
Right. Especially on your street, because that's
Yeah.
wild down there.
It's wild, man. You have no
Wild.
idea.
All right. So this video got pulled, but I did get it. So this is on Reddit. This guy breaks a bench while delivering. Let's see. It is. Oh, so I did have him out of order.
It's a good thing you grabbed all your stories, because it seems like they get pulled quite a bit.
Well, so interesting enough, I just pulled this video today. It was deleted, and somehow my little Reddit puller pulled it.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Wow.
there's some like data in the background, but
Yeah, that's
it
cool.
was able to pull it. So
Yeah, because half the time, by the time I go look at the show,
Yeah.
like it's deleted. This has been deleted.
And I don't know why people remove it. I don't. Once it's up there, it's like
Yeah.
I can find it. But here we go.
Oh, I thought I could sit there. Oh. No.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I hurt my foot and I thought I could sit there and it didn't work.
Oh my God.
She's rubbing his back.
No problem. No problem. No problem. Are you okay?
Yeah, I gotta take a picture still.
It's okay.
I'll let my boss know that something like that happened and
It's
see if
okay.
they cover that or not. I'm
It's
sure.
okay. No problem. Just
I'll cut on you. You okay?
yeah. Do you need some water?
Oh, I gotta drink a bunch of water. It's just I have arthritis in my heel. And
Okay.
So compare how dedicated he is to the other
I
guy
know.
with the package.
So for the audio listeners, he goes to deliver a package. He's have a little bit, like if you notice at the beginning of the video, he looks like he's struggling a little bit,
Sure.
tired.
Yeah.
And he sits down on this stone bench and it just falls. It cracks and he falls down and the lady's like,
he's a good sized boy.
he's a big boy.
He's a good size-
He's probably new for Amazon because he's going to lose that weight when you give it a couple months. You don't see very many heavy set Amazon drivers.
Yeah.
So he falls down. He's wailing. The lady comes out. She's rubbing his back. Like she was super nice about it. Like
was.
everyone in this whole video was super nice.
They were. Yeah. Everybody was super, super nice.
He said
they were so worried about him.
Yeah. He said he still had to get a picture. So he's not, like, I think he's really new. And then like he's gonna let his boss know and stuff like that. So
Yeah, see if they could pay for it. And she's like, "Oh, don't worry. I just want to make sure you're okay." And
right.
he was like, "Yeah, we'll see if they can pay for it, maybe." Or
You do wonder, like, oh God, who's liable for that? Like, should the commenting on you shouldn't have sat on the bench and blah blah blah. It's a fucking bench.
that's what it.
That's what it's there for. I mean,
Yeah.
he didn't know. I mean, he's a big boy, but it didn't look broken
Right.
in the moment. I mean, the whole porch looked a little rough, but not like totally bad.
Yeah. Not like it was getting ready to fall apart.
Right. And so, I don't know. I mean, I think they should replace it just because that's what you do.
Yeah.
You fuck up, you do it. And, he'll probably get written up for sitting on personal property, but he was just taking a little breather because Amazon doesn't care about you. Unfortunately, I hate to say it out there.
Oh, man. Shattered my dreams.
Yeah, you were thinking about it.
I thought they had my back, man.
Right.
I thought
they don't.
Just like the rideshare companies.
I cannot wait. I don't know if we'll be alive for it, but I just cannot wait for the technology of like, there's going to be no drive. Like it's going to spit it out a freaking conveyor belt out of a van or something. Like there ain't going to, I mean, I think not in our lifetime, but I think in my younger kids' lifetime, they'll
for sure.
It's going to be all AI automated, and AI has just exploded.
It has.
I can't.
But I've also been reading some stories where they're starting to pull back on it a little bit.
Are they
on expectations and things like that? So we'll see. Give it in another 2 years. I want to see where it's at.
Yeah, I mean, it's so fast that I just was sitting here just having a moment and like, I can't keep up with it. Like usually I can like, okay, the phones come out and so on and so forth. But now I'm just like, this is too much.
It can't keep going at the pace it is, or none of us will have any clean water to drink.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Oh, is that what it is? Because of the amount of water they're using to cool it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's huge. Electricity and the water. Yeah, it's humongous.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, that's part of it. And then, a lot of it people think a lot of it's been overhyped, which surely nobody would do that.
Never.
Right?
Never. No one's ever done that.
So, I think I've seen some places that have pulled back on it a little bit, and just kind of articles that people are starting to question, okay, are things, have we gone out too far, too fast? Some of these companies tried to get ahead of the curve, but when you get on that bleeding edge of technology, it's always a risk because you never know if it's going to pan out the way you think it's going to or not. And there could be a huge AI bubble, just like there's the big tech bubble.
I tell you what, though, if you got some money to invest, this is not advice at all, but
we're not investment professionals, so
start pumping it into that stuff. Companies that are into that. Because you lose it all, but it also could be like Apple shit. And then if we would have had 100 shares of Apple, we could, retire or something like that.
Yeah, and just podcast full time.
That's right. Every day. Oh, God. Last article of the day, and then there's one more we're going to save for the Patreon. It's Travis, our boy Travis on the late night show.
Travis.
And it's embarrassing. So check out the Patreon if you want to see that. But Larry, Lyft and Tensor partnered to make Robocar. This is an AI show, bro.
Yeah, it really is. So Lyft made an announcement that they partnered with this company called Tensor, who's a pioneer in personal autonomous vehicles. So they've put together this collaboration, and I would just urge everybody to go to Tensor's website and look at they have some really cool videos, informational videos, and it's pretty interesting. So what they're aiming to do through this collaboration, they want this Robocar is what they're naming it. Robocar, they want it to become the first personally owned autonomous vehicle to become Lyft ready directly from the manufacturer. So Lyft has also, through its affiliates, has reserved hundreds of Tensor Robocars to purchase for its own fleet operations. So Tensor was founded back in 2016. It says it's distinguished itself as the first company to develop a level 4 AV designed for personal ownership. Over the next few years, Tensor Robocars, which are equipped with NVIDIA-powered onboard supercomputers, are going to roll out L4 driving capabilities across Europe, the Middle East, and the United States, starting with major metropolitan areas. So Lyft and Tensor, they plan to complete an integration that will allow for Tensor Robocars to become immediately onboard Lyft's platform and let owners have instant access to monetize their vehicles. So,
that's amazing.
In the past, we've grown up, we've all bought our vehicles, and how often, if we really looked at it, how often do we drive our vehicles?
Never.
very, very small percentage at the time.
Right.
I get up, I drive mine to work, I drive it home pretty much.
Yeah.
And then, obviously when we're doing rideshare, we drive more than most people.
Well, that's
most
new.
people,
That's new. Like
that is
back
new.
in the 90s, you didn't do that.
Exactly. You did not do that. So, so they're thinking, this is them moving toward the fundamental shift in how people think about vehicle ownership. Traditional car ownership means that a vehicle sits idle and loses value most of the time. So Tensor Robocars are going to make it where you can buy this car and immediately put it on the Lyft platform and send it out to work. You can also, they're also going to make available to partner with Lyft's fleet management. Their subsidiary is called Flex Driver, and they have a complete suite of services, which includes keeping vehicles clean, charged, and maintained. So you can partner with them, so you don't have to worry about all that stuff that we always think about. We're like, oh, hey, I send my car out, I'm at work. What if somebody throws up in the car?
Well, yeah, but I think about that. That sounds great, but what are you making anyways on it? Is it going to be
right? You have to factor all that in. Yeah, it has to all be factored in. It's obviously going to. It's like having a property manager for if you own rental houses. It's going to take a bite out of your profits.
For sure.
Is it going to be worth it or not?
Yeah.
But it's just neat to see something that's a little different than a Waymo or the Robo Taxi. Or things like that.
I'm excited that they've talked about it. They have a plan. Like it's did they say when that's going to be ready? I mean, obviously we can't afford the cars because they're probably like 200,000.
They're 200,000. Yeah, I looked it up. Let's see. I don't know if I'm ever seeing a date or not.
Well, I mean, obviously it has to be active in a city that allows it.
Right. And yeah, that's true. That's why they're, going to only start out in the metropolitan cities that already are going to be using the autonomous vehicles, because they're obviously not going to be everywhere.
Can you imagine all those in New York and just no one in the car and they're just everyone
all beeping at each other?
Oh my God.
Laying on just 100,000 horns, just beeping.
Bubba Sue says Josh is going to buy her one. Wow. You guys.
Oh, nice, man.
That's
a sugar daddy. I tell you what.
Sounds great.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. It says they have over 100 cutting edge sensors, including 37 cameras, 5 LiDARs, 11 radars, 53 gigabytes of sensor data per second. Wow, which is roughly 1,000 times faster than typical home internet, all within a single Robocar.
Can you imagine, like, one of the cameras broke? That's going to be $60,000 to fix, sir. Is that going to be cash or card?
Really? Just put it on my tab.
God damn!
I'll be an indentured servant to Lyft forever.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, we'll just deduct it from your account. So for the next 10 years, you work for us for free.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. We're just not going to pay us anymore. We're just going to get Lyft credit, so it'll go toward fixing our car.
God, like Larry and I think we talked about in the pre-ramble about like they, put it on a $20,000-$30,000 car. Like you can still put that on that kind of car. Yeah. Like they're going to have to dumb it down for like real life stuff.
I mean, like the Ford Explorer. I mean, that's not a $20,000 car, but it's not a $200,000 car.
No. And is it $200,000 car because of all the equipment on it, or is it just that's what that car costs? Because I don't know very many $200,000 cars.
Yeah,
other
let
than
me see.
Like even those Jaguars that Waymo use, those are like 70 grand, right?
Right. I'm sure it's
that's got to be with all the equipment.
Yeah, it says expected to cost $200,000. So that's everything.
Oh,
it said it's planned for a 2026 launch.
Oh, geez. I mean,
it's going to be built by Vietnamese automaker VinFast.
Okay. Nice.
So, it's coming.
Well, I'm sure we'll talk about it in 2026.
And that's not very far away, my friend.
No, it's a couple months for sure. All right, Larry, anything going on this weekend other than being on the toilet?
Hopefully not. Hopefully I'll be feeling better and we'll be out doing some rideshare.
Okay.
Again, Western has another Tuesday football game and it's an away game next week.
Okay.
But yeah, it should be. Oh, wait a minute. Forgot from Friday night to Saturday night. I'll actually be at our men's retreat with my church.
Okay.
So I'll be doing that. So maybe I can get out either tomorrow night or on Sunday.
All right. Yeah, no gig work for me. I'll be up north, closing down the cabin and working basically. And it's going to be cold and a little rainy, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, we were talking about a bunch of rain coming in here Saturday too.
Yeah, we got not a lot, but it rained pretty good. Was it this morning? Either this morning or yesterday morning, but anyways. All right, 8:10 p.m. for the Patreon. Come join us so we can talk about Travis. And then, as always, don't put up with anyone's bullshit.
And we'll see you on the road.
All right, good night.
Good night, everybody.
This podcast is produced and edited by Hey Guys Media Group. Want to start a podcast? Check out heyguysmediagroup.com.